A couple Spartans. I mean, the discussion yesterday was to put us out of our misery. Valeni says, put us out of our misery. I just want this team to be eliminated so I can enjoy the tournament. Is that a real belief among Spartan fans, given I get it how disappointing the season is, but your team's in it. A ticket texture compares it to pizza, John. Not always great, but it's still pizza. The tournament is pizza.
Yeah, and you got a chance to – these kids have a chance to do something unique for this team, right? And that is – play a couple of games at a high level. Now, are they going to have to play a high level to beat Mississippi State? They're going to have to play good, but as you mentioned it, they match up well with Mississippi State. Now, to play and beat North Carolina, sure, you're going to have to play your best game, and North Carolina will probably have to, not play theirs. They're going to have to play, characteristically bad, or uncharacteristically bad. But that can happen. That's the beauty of the tournament. Now all of a sudden, hey, you're into week 2, and who knows what you're doing? Is it Alabama that you might get? Who knows what could happen?
The bottom half of their bracket have a bunch of really good offenses, and MSU struggles to score. So I get the challenges, but the first opponent is not a team that scores. They're a team that could crash the glass, and you may be pulling your hair out and going, this is everything Izzo's program used to be. But the reality is, I don't think Mississippi State runs away with the game. I think Michigan State hangs in. They've got their guards. They should win that game. I believe they should win their first game. And if you think you're winning the first game, I don't know how you go into the tournament just resigned. Anyway, we want to get inside the psyche of Spartan fans this morning. Chris in East Lansing, you're on 97.1.
Hey guys, I was just calling, like the screener was saying, I'm from East Lansing. I'm an Izzo fan until I die. There's really no reason. I don't think you want to see your team lose in the tournament. That's really all I gotta say. Thanks, sir. Thanks for the show, guys.
Hey, Chris, real quick, how do you feel about their chances?
I haven't really seen how they match up against Mississippi State. I always like them. Like you said, maybe in the first weekend, North Carolina will probably be a tough game, but I'm still going to be watching, I'm still going to make time. Go Green.
All right.
There you go.
He's dialed in.
Yeah, and if you're not super excited about the matchup, if you're not super excited about Michigan State's chances, I understand not taking the vacation day or taking the afternoon off of work, but I would be shocked if most Spartan fans weren't sitting there going, I hope we still win.
Yeah. I mean, with people who have an office job, it's just accepted, right, that you're going to be watching the games during the workday, right?
Well, especially now you can stream everything on your computer.
Right.
And all of a sudden, hey, boss walks around and one button and it's off the screen. No one is the wiser.
You got your phone, you just prop it up and stream the game on your phone if you need to. I mean, there's a million ways to come on.
Yeah, come on. Everybody accepts the fact that it's going to be a low productive couple of days in the office.
Yeah, I mean,
especially for a local team that's going to be playing.
Right, and you can take an extended lunch. There's workarounds. Let's get Dustin's thoughts. Dustin, you're on 97.1.
Hey, guys. Thanks so much for having me. It's my first time calling and love listening to you guys. From where I'm coming from, I mean, long-time MSU fan, I can't not watch them. I'm finding any way I can get out of work to watch them. I think if you're in the tournament, I mean, there's a chance for anything to happen. I love Tom Izzo. He's Mr. March for a reason. So I agree with the callers that it's been a tough season, especially the last month, watching them lose to Purdue twice. But I don't know, man. Just try to keep positive, and I can't wait for Thursday.
What do you do for work? How feasible or viable is it for you to actually carve out some time and sneak away?
So I am an engineer for General Motors, but I work hybrid. So anything I can do to get my work done, maybe start early on Thursday, and then finish up after work or after the game. Put a couple hours in afterwards. I'll figure something out.
See
you go. Get out of meetings.
Well, that's don't go to a meeting between noon and 2:30.
Yep.
But that's the difference with work from home now. Is there are some people with the flexibility to go, hey, if I get started a little earlier, if I get my work done a little later.
Yeah, or if I'm at home, I can have the TV on behind the computer screen,
right, still be working,
but watching, and scoreboard watching, what's going on.
Yeah,
no one's the wiser.
Todd in Port Huron. Todd, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. I'm one of those people that I'm tired. I'm okay with them losing. I've been a fan since the 70s. Loved watching Judd Heathcote, watched Magic Johnson when he came down to Western Michigan University when I was a little kid in Kalamazoo. That was awesome. But it's kind of like having a college friend or even a high school friend that was a good buddy. You hung out with them. You guys abused each other. You messed with each other all the time. But about 20 years later, you realize, you know what? I've got kids. I've got a family. I've got a life. My new friends seem to be a little bit more mature. My new friends seem to care a little bit more about me than themselves. And I'm kind of getting tired of the abuse. I'm getting tired of the expectations of the old man system. It's almost like Judd Heathcote had a contract with him that said, you still can't play freshmen. We get great freshmen. I mean, you look at Taylor, you look at Anna Gagne, you look at all these Mo Pete, all these guys through the years, but we had a great run. He's won one national championship in how many years? And so, yes, he does great at the dance, everything else. We get in. Providence should have been in over us. So I think for me, it is. I'm just tired. I'm tired of the every year thing, and we get one big year. We beat Zion, so, oh, man, this is the year. This is the year. But then we just stumble back through these processes, and we let the guys go, and we go, well, because they're 18, 19 years old, they don't fit in our system yet. And the problem is they're sitting the bench. They're not getting the playing time during the season. And so that's, I think for me, I don't want State as a team to lose. I want to be done with the old regime. I just do. And again, when Izzo came on, big Izzo fan. Loved the Midnight Madness. Loved going and watching him with a boxing glove and the capes. Loved it when they rode in on the Harleys. Man, that was awesome. But it's old. It's old, Todd, and I'm ready for a new friend.
Todd, do you kind of feel like the program's being held hostage? Like, just listening to you talk, I get kind of that sense.
Well, anytime you extend a lifetime contract to someone, you got to figure out what you're going to do with them next. And then who's going to be the bad person to step up? All the negative that's happened in the sports program in the last decade at Michigan State. I mean, it's just, I said the only guy that probably could have made the move that wouldn't have been thrown under the bus would have been Ron Mason. But it seems to be that they just keep holding on, and Izzo's our savior, and Izzo's the one that's going to speak for Michigan State. And there's just not a lot there anymore. He's a great grandpa, but man, I don't want him raising my kids anymore.
There's a lot there, John.
Yeah.
Your reaction to that guy, because the criticism of Izzo is valid. The program is a shell of what it once was. They used to be a team that could win the majority of their games in conference, that would finish at or near the top of the Big Ten, that would be seated near the top of the NCAA tournament. This was one of his, if not the most talented team he had, and they got in as a 9 seed, and there were people who thought that was generous. So I'm one of those people.
I guess the follow-up question then is, how many people are ready for
Life
Coach
after
Izzo?
Yeah,
to move on. What does that look like? Who is that? How quickly do you recover? Now, in basketball, I do believe that it is the sport in college athletics that will be quickest, that you could turn around things quickly.
Yeah, because year to year, the roster
the transfer
changes.
portal, the players that come in, a lot of times can be one and done. You have a chance to impact your roster greater because you're only talking about, I mean, if you got 8, 9 guys, but if it's 15 guys, you turn it over, and all of a sudden you got a completely different team. So, I mean, that's the thing. But the question then is, do you have that answer? If you're going to move on, that's the one I question all the time when we're talking about coaches' jobs, is if you're moving on, who is next? And it better be better than what you have.
A great